Did you know that nearly 43% of what you do every day is not a conscious decision? That means almost half of your life runs automatically. Hands up if you want more freedom. Now keep your hand up if your day doesn't always reflect that. That gap is a habit problem. Because when something isn't automatic, it has to compete with everything else in your day. And most of the time, it loses. One of the obvious places that you see this is in how you look after yourself. People value it, but it's rarely built into habit. Now, over the last few weeks, we've talked about emotional signals, boundaries, and now here's the next layer. Emotional signals warn you. Boundaries protect you. Self-care maintains you. When maintenance isn't built into habit, it just won't survive your busiest week. Most people treat self-care like something they'll get to when things settle, when work comes down, when the week ends, or when they feel more on top of things. So it sits in the background, important but not embedded. Self-care becomes something you think about more than something you do. And because it isn't structured, it has to compete with deadlines, with responsibilities, and with everything that feels urgent. Over time, self-care gets pushed because it's not protected. Now, under pressure, the brain doesn't choose what matters most. No, it chooses what feels easiest. Why? Because it's protecting energy. So when your day is full, your attention is stretched, your brain looks for what requires the least effort to maintain. And self-care, when this isn't a habit, it feels like extra effort. So it gets pushed automatically. The brain defaults to what's already familiar, already structured, already easy to repeat. Tiny repeatable behaviours survive because they're doable. And that's the shift most people miss. Self-care matters, but if it hasn't been made easy enough to continue, guess what? You won't do it. Behaviour won't happen just because we want it to. BJ Fogg from Stanford explains that behaviour happens when motivation, ability, and prompt align. So when self-care relies on motivation alone, it becomes inconsistent because motivation fluctuates, stress rises, energy drops, and under pressure, your nervous system tightens. The brain defaults to what's already in place, what's already structured, what's already easy to repeat. So how do we change it? Well, James Clear talks about identity-based habits, where every action you repeat is a vote for the type of person you believe you are. So when self-care only happens when you're feeling depleted, it reinforces something like, I maintain myself last. But when you protect something small every day, even when it feels insignificant, you reinforce something different. It might sound like, I maintain myself. Habits shape our identity. Identity shapes consistency, and consistency shapes our capacity. And capacity protects your emotional stability, your boundaries, and your leadership. Self-care isn't something you add, it's something you maintain. And maintenance works best when it has a rhythm. If self-care requires a fresh decision every time, it will lose to urgency. But when it has a cue, a time, and a container, it becomes easy to repeat. And here's how you build that. Firstly, you need safety, something small enough that your system can stay with it. A short walk, a stretch, maybe just for 10 minutes. If it feels heavy, it won't last. Then you need structure. Give it a place to live, the same time, the same cue, or alongside something that already exists in your day. Finally, you need to complete it, okay? Not perfectly, not intensely, just completely. That's why I say start small, because completion teaches the system that this is safe to repeat. Small, consistent maintenance prevents those emotional crashes. And emotional crashes are often delayed. Well, they'll often delay maintenance, okay? So emotional signals warn you. Remember, boundaries protect you. And now your habits maintain you. Self-care isn't extra, it's maintenance. And maintenance is leadership. When self-care feels inconsistent, it's because it usually hasn't been built into something that your system can repeat again. Self-care becomes powerful the moment it stops being a decision and starts being who you are.